try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. Looking for change, looking for pain, pulling a mob, pushing a train. I'll never stop, stick to a lane, pick up the pieces and go rearrange. I'll be the best above all the rest, put me to the test and expect nothing less, your check as I'm chess, what's happening next, yeah. He got the venom, a tangible weapon, no coming in second. This life is a lesson, he got a new engine from pain, that's a blessing. New focus, no guessing, just bold and obsession, all in his possession. You got their attention, I'll leave an impression and take your redemption. Just kill, no discretion, your mind is a weapon. 11-11, it's time for progression, You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. People like sheep move feet, hurt it easy. You don't wanna be fast asleep when they're scheming. Better stand tall, ready for a fight, believe me. When they try the chains, you can say no, free me. So he's been looking for somebody who could save him, instead of searching inside for what they gave him. A strong will, strong mind causes mayhem. We could change the world, change times, rearrange them. Staying on pace, running the race. Life is a chase, I don't want a place, I wanna be first. Work till it hurts, dehydrated thirst till I'm in a hearse. High ambitions and the right mind can take you so far. It's like you lived a few lifetimes. Take off from a break off from the weak minds, they can stay soft. You can change lives, you create thoughts, never waste time. You got one shot, you got one life, better pop off. What do you like? Make a dream job. No 9-5, no mean boss, just my life and free thoughts. You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands. You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. Looking for change, looking for pain, pulling a mob, pushing a train. I'll never stop, stick to a lane, pick up the pieces and go rearrange. I'll be the best above all the rest, put me to the test and
What up, Finn fans? Welcome to another episode of the Finn Posse Podcast. I'm your host, Big C, and this is brought to you by Game Changers Media. How is everyone doing? Happy Independence Day, the birthday of America. I hope all of you have a wonderful Independence Day. Hope you got big plans. Throw them burgers on the grill, steaks, dogs, whatever your vice is. Get you some ribs, drink you some beers, enjoy your family, enjoy the freedoms you have here in America, and just take it easy. Take it easy. Remember the sacrifices that our military give up for us. Show them respect, them love, and America's the greatest place on earth, right? You might not it's a lot like football. You might not agree with everything America does. You might not agree with the president. You might love the president. You might love politics. You might love the Democrats. You might love the Republicans. You might love some of the things Chris Grier does with his team. You might hate some of the things he does. That's life. You're not gonna be completely happy 100% of the time. But happy Independence Day to all of you guys. I appreciate you. I love y'all, and I hope you have a great day. Hope you have a great day. Say hello to the people in the building. Michael, good morning. Kosa, good morning. Elwa, good morning. Aqua, good morning. Since my schedule's been off a little bit, I don't think I've seen Bonnie in here, which is sad. So obviously this was a big week for the Miami Dolphins, right? I mean, we knew Jalen Ramsey was on his way out. I have mixed feelings on the moves that we made. I hate that we had to give up a top corner, and you can have your feelings about Jalen Ramsey all you want. Jalen Ramsey is still one of the better cornerbacks in the NFL. Now, do I think he's a top echelon corner? No, I don't. I don't think he's been a top echelon corner for a couple years now. I don't agree with us paying him number one corner money. I don't agree with the pay raise he got last year. But, and people can say what they want. We had Isaiah Smalls on the program Monday, or was it Tuesday? We had him on. And thank you to him again for being on the show. He's sitting here telling you that, and people can have their hopes and they can have their aspirations and they can have their dreams and they can optimism that Cam Smith is going to end up being a top player for this Miami Dolphins team. But someone that has seen him at practice, seen him live, is telling you that, he's lucky if he's he's lucky if he's a second or third stringer. You know what I mean? He said it'd be a stretch to put him with the second team. It'd be a stretch to put him with the second team. Now, listen, I hope the guy plays balls out. And someone had said something the other day that really made me think, maybe Cam Smith's just not a great practicer. Maybe he's not a good practice player. And he hasn't gotten the opportunities on the field. There is players that in the past have not been great at practice, but when you get them in a game time situation, they're ballers. Maybe that's Cam Smith. Maybe. And I can't blame you for being optimistic because there's lots of times that I'm optimistic about certain things. Sometimes people call me a two-an-ear because I'm optimistic of the abilities that I've seen out of Tua Tagovailoa. But I definitely get the criticism of Tua at the same time. I definitely get that too. I get the criticism that Tua can't beat good teams because he hasn't played his best football against good teams. So how can I argue that? Tua can't win in cold weather. Well, Tua doesn't play very well in cold weather. So how can I argue that? But I hate the fact that we had to go and trade away a corner that is the biggest area in need of this team. We had to trade away a top 15 corner because of a disagreement or a difference of opinion between our head coach and a corner that we paid a lot of money to. It's frustrating. That's very frustrating. On the positive side of that trade, listen, I don't think any of us thought we were getting better than a 4th or 5th round pick for Jalen Ramsey. I don't think any of us thought we were getting a better than a 4th or 5th round pick for Jalen Ramsey. We end up bringing Mika Fitzpatrick back home. Now, I feel a multitude of feelings about that. Obviously, Minka has had a fantastic career over in Pittsburgh after being traded from the Miami Dolphins. One of the top safeties in the league. But he's 2 years removed from having an all-pro season. His last 2 years haven't been on that standard, on that level. Now, in 2023, he dealt with a bunch of nagging injuries that kept him out. I think he only played 10 games. So you can give him a pass on that. Last year, I think a lot of his down stats came from the defense they were running, the defensive scheme, which had him playing center field and took him away from the line of scrimmage. And, he was just like that safety net for the Pittsburgh Steelers, which took him out of being the natural playmaker that he is. So if we're getting the Minka from 3 years ago, I'm super happy. I'd be super ecstatic because that means that instead of a 4th or 5th round pick, we got an all pro safety. That means we got an all pro safety when we didn't think we were getting scraps. And you got to be happy about that. If we can get the Minka from 3 years ago, that's a huge win for the Miami Dolphins. That's a huge win. Now, does that still leave us with a hole at corner? Yeah, it does. And I want to be optimistic that the guys on the team can get the job done and can be productive. But again, it's hard for me to have that optimism in players that haven't proved anything. That haven't proved anything. And there's still talk that we're gonna make some more moves. What are the moves that we can make? You got Stephon Gilmore still out there, Rasul Douglas still out there, Asante Samuel that I hear, none of those guys move the needle for me. None of them move the needle for me. They just don't. At this point in their career, if it was Stephon Gilmore 10 years ago, yeah, hell yeah. But Stephon Gilmore now, he's nothing more than a decent role player. Can he be your number 3 corner? Yeah, he'd be a great number 3 for somebody. But as far as a number 1, a number 2, oh man, I just don't know if a 35-year-old cornerback we can rely that much on a 35-year-old cornerback. They just I don't know. Asante Samuel Jr. To me, he wasn't that great of a player before the injury. You add in a serious neck injury, that's just asking for punishment. That is the typical Dolphins move to make. Bringing in a corner that you know is going to probably re-injure himself. I don't know. What up, Shake? Rasul Douglas, he had a really down year for the Buffalo Bills, and Michael K can probably tell you. Michael K, how was Rasul Douglas for the Buffalo Bills last year? I really think we missed out with Jair Alexander, and people can say that Jair was going to Baltimore regardless. Listen, if you toss enough money at Jair Alexander, he was chances are he would have came. He named the Miami Dolphins as one of his top options. I don't know. What up, Shake? Michael K, you being sarcastic. He was great last year. I just, the cornerback position scares me. It scares me. Now people will say, this is a rebuild. We're obviously rebuilding. We're obviously tearing it down. We're obviously doing this. We're obviously doing that. I feel like we have too much talent, and maybe that's just me being an optimistic fan. We need to stop with this culture change thing. We need to stop with the culture change. The culture of a team cannot change until you have a complete rebuild of the front office, the people in charge. We're not going to change the culture under Mike McDaniel, Chris Grier. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. We need to stop with the culture talk. Winning football games is the thing that will change the culture the most here for the Miami Dolphins. And that's the thing that's going to move the needle the most for culture. Until you're ready to move on from Mike McDaniel, Chris Grier, Tua Tagovailoa, and start over with a new group of guys, that's when the culture gets reset in Miami. But the culture will be fine here if the Miami Dolphins can win football games. Why can't it? Culture is obtained by draft picks. It doesn't matter what your draft picks are. It comes from leadership. It comes from the head coach, the general manager on down. These guys are too deep in. They're too deep in. They're not going to be here long enough. They're not going to be here long enough. But the culture will be fine here if the Miami Dolphins can win games. Costa Nostra, I agree to a point. Culture is made. That's why I said winning will do wonders for the culture, for this regime's culture. But again, even that isn't going to necessarily change the culture in the locker room. You need strong leadership, strong leaders. Say this is how we're going to do things no matter what. No matter who likes it, this is how we're going to do things in this franchise. What up, Scotty? Appreciate you stopping through. But as far as this being a rebuild, this team has talent. This team has good players. And I'm going to be optimistic about the offensive line. I am nervous, like Frozen Finn said. The two areas on this team that I'm really concerned with is the cornerback position and the depth along the offensive line. But I got to believe that Jonnu has got to be better than Robert Jones, and Daniel's coming off the Achilles. I'm hoping and praying he comes back and he's at least 90% of the player he was last year. It's got to be better than Liam Eichenberg. So therefore, this offensive line should be better. This offensive line should be better. So we should be able to run the ball. And if Tua can stay healthy and we can run the ball, this offense is going to be explosive. This offense is going to score points. Tua scores points. When the Miami Dolphins have Tua behind center, the Miami Dolphins score points. On the defensive side of the ball, we got our pass rushers coming back. I expect a big year from Chop Robinson. If Jalen Phillips and Bradley Chubb can can come back healthy, our defensive front is going to be very good. We're going to get pressure on the quarterback. You add Minka to the back end of that defense with some hungry young talent. I think our safeties are going to be very good this year. I think our safeties are going to be a surprise. But it's that cornerback position. That cornerback position is a question mark. I expect a big year from Chop Robinson. If Jalen Phillips and Bradley Chop can come back healthy, our defensive front is going to be very good. I like Trader at safety a lot. Yeah, Minka, Ashton Davis. I think you got to keep 5 safeties. I think you got to probably keep 5 safeties. Scotty does. You feel confident in Samuels? I just think the neck injury is a big deal, and I don't think he was a number 1 corner in the NFL before that. I don't feel like he was a number 1 corner that I feel confident in before the neck injury. Now I think the pressure that we're gonna able to get on quarterbacks is gonna help. It's gonna help. And maybe Storm Duck takes another step forward this year. Maybe he does. Samuel does have the neck injuries, Ghost and Osro. I agree, Frozen. At safety, we're good. Linebackers were good. D-line, we're good. Frozen, I like Storm Duck too, but I think Storm Duck can be useful for this team. I just don't know if you can put him on a number 1 wide receiver and expect him to be able to do that. So in no way do I think this is a rebuild or you know what I mean? There's just too much talent. Yeah, I see an Armstead's filling in. Absolutely, Frozen. You gotta love to see that. What up, Joe? Happy 4th from Toronto. Shout out to Canada. They just celebrated Canada Day the other day. But I have realistic hopes for this team. I think this team can improve on last year. We had 8 wins last year. 2 of them missed 6 games. We can win 10 games this year. I would say we could win 12 games if some things went right. But it all it all comes back to Tua's health. Realistic hopes for this team. I think this team can improve on last year. 2 wins last year, 2 of the 6 games. We can win 10 games this year. I would say we can win 12 games if some things went right. But I'm very optimistic of Tua playing a full season because, everybody's saying if we have a losing record this year, if things go bad, Chris Grier is gone, Mike McDaniel's gone, Tua Tagovailoa is gone, and I just feel like the typical thing for the Dolphins, a typical Dolphins thing, is that Tua stays healthy this year. He has a really good year, and here we go with Mike McDaniel, Chris Grier, Tua Tagovailoa for one more year. Just stretching it out one more year. I'm very optimistic of playing full season because everybody's saying Hill's under over is 940 yards. I put 100 on over. I would take that easily, Scotty. You better jump on that bet. Where is that bet at? Because I want in on that. Let's talk about the second part of this trade, though. The Jalen Ramsey trade. I think you got to be happy, excited for what we received for Jalen Ramsey. You got to be happy what we received for Jalen Ramsey. You never thought we were getting a 4th or 5th round. That's what you thought. 4th, 5th round pick at best. We got a possible all-pro safety. Then we trade Jonnu Smith for, what was that, conditional 5th round pick. I got mixed feelings on this, and people are gonna say, you gotta pay Jonnu. Now we gotta hold a tight end. Blase, blase, blah. The fact of the matter is we were never giving Jonnu Smith $12 million a year. It just wasn't happening. We were never giving him $12 million a year. Would I love to have kept Jonnu on the team? Yeah, I would have. But let's not pretend Jonnu Smith is a year in, year out, 90 catch, 1,000-yard, 8 touchdown guy. That's not been Jonnu Smith throughout his career. Jonnu Smith benefited from a tight end friendly offense. A tight end friendly offense. But that did leave a big hole at the tight end position for us. That did. It did. But this team, people forget this team has shown that we can be very successful offensively without great tight end production. This offense has been the number one offense in the league with Durham Smythe as your top tight end. Let's not forget that. So after we move on from Jonnu and we move on from Jalen Ramsey, the very next day, the Miami Dolphins, everybody's talking about what are they going to do at tight end? Who are they going to make a move for? Names are being thrown out there. Mark Andrews, Dallas Goedert, a plethora of names. What do the Miami Dolphins do? They go and they trade with the New York Giants for retired tight end Darren Waller. The Miami Dolphins trade for a retired tight end and Darren Waller. Darren Waller retired after the 2023 season, citing he just didn't have a passion for football anymore. Darren Waller has gone through a bunch of things during his career, from substance abuse, from emotional instability. He's just dealt with a bunch of things. He did an interview with John Gruden where John Gruden asked him, what would it take for you to come out of retirement? And he said that it would take either him coming out of retirement for John Gruden or for Frank Smith. Well, Frank Smith just happens to be the offensive coordinator for the Miami Dolphins. Frank Smith is responsible for the 2 best years of Darren Waller's career. One of those years was both years were over 1,000 yards. One was 1,100 yards, 100 catches, just an all-pro season. Like, we were talking about Darren Waller for those couple years in the same conversation as Travis Kelce, as Mark Andrews. We were talking about him as one of the top tight ends in the NFL. And you can point out that Darren Waller hasn't been the same player. I mean, well, first off, he didn't play last year, but you can say that he hasn't been the same player. Those 1,000-yard seasons came 4 years ago. But I want to show you something. I want to show you something real quick. Let me see. All right. These are Jonnu Smith stats leading up to last year with the Miami Dolphins. 2024, 88 catches, 894 yards, 8 touchdowns. 2023, he only had 50 catches, 582 yards, 3 touchdowns. 2022, 27 catches for 245 yards, no touchdowns. 2021, 28 catches, 294 yards, 1 touchdown. 2020, 41 catches, 448 yards, 8 touchdowns. 2019, 35 catches for 439 yards and 3 touchdowns. Jonnu had no seasons even remotely close to the year he had with the Miami Dolphins. Now let's take a look at Darren Waller's bad stats. Down years for Darren Waller. 40 catches, 448 yards, 8 touchdowns. 2019, 35 catches. Let's see. 2023, 52 catches, 552 yards, and a touchdown. That's more catches and more yards than Jonnu Smith ever had in a season until last year. 2022 with the Raiders, 28 catches, 388 yards, 3 touchdowns. He was dealing with injuries. 2021, again, 55 catches, 665 yards, 2 touchdowns. More catches and more yards than Jonnu Smith ever had in a season. 2020 under Frank Smith, 107 catches, 1,196 yards, 9 touchdowns. 2019, 90 catches, 1,145 yards, 3 touchdowns. Darren Waller is a low risk, high reward type of player. Low risk, high reward player. Darren Waller has the potential to put up even better stats than Jonnu Smith did. Now, do I think he does that? No, but we don't need him to do that. We don't need him to do that. I'd be happy with Darren Waller if he gave us those 60 catches for 600 yards and 5 touchdowns. I'd be satisfied with that. I would be happy with that. What does a successful season look like for you guys? What's a successful year for Darren Waller look like for you guys? I don't think the loss of Jonnu Smith is gonna cut as deep as what people think. I think the Miami Dolphins will be just fine. Now we're asking a lot of Darren Waller. We're asking him to find the love of the game again. Scotty says 45 to 55, 550 yards. Are you happy with that, Scotty? Because I'm satisfied with that. If he gives us that, I'm satisfied. I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that production, and I think he's more than capable of doing it in a tight end friendly offense with Frank Smith. Frank Smith knows how to use Darren Waller. Frank Smith knows how to keep Darren Waller motivated. Frank Smith is going to get the best out of Darren Waller. Now, a guy coming out of retirement, a guy that lost his love of football, a guy that's 30-some years old, I'm limiting my expectations, but I think he'll be suitable for what we need him to do. I agree, Scotty. His issues are more mental than physical. He's in great shape. He's in great shape. Now, I respect what this team has done. You know, this team hasn't mortgaged our future. So in the future, we're gonna start opening up cap space. I love what they did in the draft, addressing the trenches. I think we need some more of that. We can't, because we took our offense and defensive lineman this year. No, we need to go back to that next year. We need to keep addressing the offense and defensive line until we have stellar units on both sides of the ball. Because the trenches make it that much easier for the offense and the defense. If you have a good front, it makes everybody's job that much easier. And I think Conyers has a chance. I do. I think Conyers has a chance. And if he can capitalize on the opportunities that they give him, I think he has a chance at being a future player on this team. I don't think another player gets traded unless the first 6 weeks of the season go bad. And I don't envision that happening. As long as Tua is healthy, I don't envision the first 6-7 weeks of the season going badly. I think this team has a chance to start the season strong. I do. And you can say I'm just being a fan. I'm being overly optimistic, this, that, and the third. And maybe I am. Maybe I am. But you can't blame a fan for fanning. I'm a fan first and foremost. And again, you know, the difference between Tua being able to beat bad teams and beat good teams, it could be very, and I think it is. I think it's more mental with this team than anything. I think this Miami Dolphins team is in their own heads when it comes to beating good teams. I think they walk in and they play good teams and they think that they can't win. I think they know that they feel like they can't get the job done. And I think it has become a lot more mental than it is physical. Because lots of times these good teams get up on us and we come back. We make it respectable. I mean, you can't name too many games where we've been really blown out. You can't name a lot of games where we've been really blown out. So maybe the Dolphins, and I know Michael K, you're gonna be coming at me for this. But what if the Miami Dolphins do beat the Buffalo Bills week 3 and a switch just goes off? What if a switch just goes off and they gain that confidence to go in and really beat good teams? Maybe it gives Tua the confidence to go in, and that's me really being a fan. That's me being real super optimistic. But hey, stranger things have happened. A floor of 7-10 and a ceiling of 10-7. I think this feeling is a little flow on that, Frozen. I really do. I appreciate that, Miss Fins. Make sure you check out her channel. Like and subscribe to her channel if you're not a member. Anthony, I'm not disagreeing with that. I think teams are into his head. I think Tua does question himself. We know that Tua's questioned himself in the past. He said he's used to look in the mirror and asked if he was good enough. Before Mike McDaniel got here, we know that Brian Flores got into Tua's feelings, got into his confidence. And he tore Tua down, and Tua was struggling because of it. So we know that Tua can be affected by those type of things. Make sure you hit the notification bell. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like the channel. Continuing to try to grow. I can reapply for monetization here in a couple weeks. Hopefully, I don't know. I've done everything I feel like I can do. Hopefully they don't deny me again, because that'll be devastating. But what up, Grandizer? How you doing today? Miami Dolphins, Miami Dolphins, Miami Dolphins #1. Miami Dolphins, Miami Dolphins. Yeah, do I think Anthony, do I think Tua is the most emotionally stable player I've ever seen? No, I don't think he is. I don't think he has the toughest mental I've ever seen. I don't think he is. You know what I mean? But we can criticize Tua all you want, and Tua deserves it. He deserves it lots of times. Maybe I'm getting denied for lying to the people, Michael K. Yeah, I can't get fully monetized yet because I don't got 1,000 subscribers, but I got the watch hours and I got the amount of subscribers to get super chats and create memberships, and they denied me for that too. You're right. The main focus is the quarterback, and teams are usually only going to go as far as the quarterback can take them. And Tua does have. Listen, Tua has issues. We all know this. But Tua is the quarterback of the Miami Dolphins for at least this season. For at the very least this season. And listen, I'm not saying that Tua's the future here in Miami. I don't. First off, his injury history shows me that he can't be. Second of all, I think Tua can gain confidence. I think he just, if his confidence takes a hit, he has to battle back from that. No, if you can't get yourself up to beat good teams, then no. But Tua hasn't played horrible in all these games. I think it's more of a complete team lacking the confidence when we go into these big games. It's not just the quarterback. The rest of the team lacks that confidence too. You can see it. We're missing open plays. We're dropping easy catches. We're missing, you know what I mean? It's not just Tua. There's been times that Tua's put the ball right on the money and it should have been a touchdown. And next thing you know, Tyreek's dropping it or Jalen Waddle's dropping it, or you know what I mean? Or we have a key fumble in a key situation. It's not just on Tua. I mean, congratulations, 6th straight year as AFC East champions. That's a shiny trophy. What's that trophy look like? Michael K, what's that trophy look like? The AFC East championship. Big C, man, that Philly game a couple years back, Tyreek drops the ball in the end zone, could have changed that game. You're right, Grandizer. Simple plays like that. Oh, they don't get a trophy, Miss Vince? So Michael K's bragging about banners. Congratulations on your banner. Your banner. Yeah, I am old enough to remember the last Miami Dolphins playoff game. I want to say it was against the Colts. I want to say it was what was it? Lamar Smith ran for like 100 and what did he run? 200 yards that game. Yeah, Scotty, you're right. Hill against Kansas City. He cost us that game. Absolutely, 100%. Does that Green Bay game look different if Malik Washington doesn't fumble that punt? The Buffalo game last year with Jordan Poyer with that penalty. You know what I mean? Or what about the punt return or the kickoff return for a touchdown against Buffalo? This team has been in games with some of the best teams in the league, and they could have won. They've just had the little mental mess ups. They've just had the little brain farts that don't get them over the hill. Listen, I was never in favor of giving Tua the money that we gave him. Patriots over under on wins is 7.5. What do you take? I'd have to look at their schedule, to be honest. I think the Patriots defense could be really good. I don't like their offensive playmakers, but Miller, first off, it's not just Tua, as we obviously just explained. Tua's not on the special teams unit covering kickoffs. Tua can't catch his own passes. You know what I mean? To put that all on Tua's asinine. If Tua doesn't play a full season, you got to absolutely try to move him. You got to try to move him and draft a quarterback. Fighting for third. You have that much confidence in the Patriots? Yeah, their defense should be good, but who they got offensively? Tua's time is ticking. I think it's been ticking. If we're being real, we should. Tua should have never got that contract last year. He shouldn't have got it. I agree, Scotty. Tua absolutely can beat these teams. It's a team letdown against top teams. We've been in positions to beat these top teams, and it hasn't always been Tua that's made the mistake. What up, Finn's Take? CB83, what up? What up? Happy 4th to you, brother. CB, I'm about to send you the link. I want to hear your thoughts on this wild week Dolphins football. I don't know if you're available right now, but I'm strictly sending this link out to CB. Michael K, yeah, we're 1-9 against Buffalo, but there was opportunities for a couple more wins. There was the snowball game that we could have won. We could have won the game last year. We could have won the game in the playoffs. So that's 3 more games we had. My boy stepping into the building. What up? What up? What up?
What up, man? What you got going?
Oh, just talking a little bit of Dolphins football on this fine day. You got big plans today with the family?
Man, my son's birthday was yesterday, so we had a big party. It was cool, man. So I've been partying. My 40th was last week, bro. I've been nonstop, dog. I lost you, bro.
Happy birthday. I said happy birthday.
Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you, man. The Dolphins community has been going crazy, bro. You see all the moves?
Oh man, you can't win for losing. It seems like I just feel like a lot of these Dolphin fans, they should might as well find other teams, man. I really do. I really do. I think that I have to question if they're Dolphins fans sometimes because their lack of faith in our football team, in which some of it's understandable, but the fact that you always look at this team in the worst possible position, it kills me. What do you think about the moves we've made?
I mean, I like the moves, man. I mean, I don't know. I just feel like some Dolphin fans can't be happy. So don't matter what you do, they still would complain, man. But I mean, I like the moves. I don't see why Darren Waller isn't a good addition to the team. I don't see why the Minka trade wasn't a great trade. So I don't know. Just hard for me to understand, people's miserable takes. But it is what it is.
Well, I think we didn't. I mean, with the Ramsey trade, it's unfortunate that we had to move on from Ramsey, but I don't think that anybody thought we were getting an all-pro safety in return for Jalen Ramsey. I think we thought 4th, 5th round pick at best. So I don't see how you can't see that as a win. Now, is Minka the same player he was? He's had a couple down years. I think the 1 year was because of injury. Last year was more scheme, I think. I think he still has the opportunity to be a great player for us. And then the Darren Waller, there was no way we were giving Jonnu $12 million a year. No way. No way. So Darren Waller, he's physically gifted. Yeah, he's coming off retirement. Yeah, he has some mental shit going on. But Darren Waller, when healthy, is a physical freak. And I think Frank Smith will be able to get the best out of him. And I think this team can be successful without a lot of production from the tight end position anyway. So I don't see how that's a loss.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, I think it's a low risk, high reward trade. I mean, situation where you're picking up a guy who's coming out of retirement. I mean, honestly, the dude played at a very high level, like not too long ago, bro. If we could just get him, get similar production, not even similar, but if we could take a little bit more minimal and still find a way to incorporate him in the offense and be really good. So, I mean, I don't see why it's a bad deal. I know people were talking about the culture. I mean, the culture already is what it is. Like at this point, we need to figure out how to work with it and win games with it. I mean, it can
I
be
don't I don't
changed, but I don't
I
think
don't
it's a
feel like
big
the
deal.
culture can I don't feel like the culture can truly change unless you tear it all down. It is what it is. You make the best of it. Winning quiets the storm. You know what I mean? But as
Yeah,
far as a culture change and expecting this regime to automatically change up and do a complete, what is it,
360.
360? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's unrealistic. It's unrealistic.
yeah. I think so
To
too. I
start a
think
new culture, you need a new front office and a new head coach.
yeah, and I think when it comes down to it, I think my bad. My phone keeps cutting off, but I think you can add players, good culture guys to your locker room, and it enhance your culture. And I think you can add. It may not be great right now, but as you add guys that add to that culture, it could change slightly, and some of those slight variations could be the difference between winning a few games or winning a playoff game. I mean, you just never know. So there are a lot of variables that affect culture and winning. So I mean, we'll see how it shakes out. People don't like to be positive about the Dolphins, though. I understand people live in their misery because they've been let down so much, but I just don't fan like that, bro. That's just not me.
Well, and I understand, being let down and not having a great deal of optimism, but that doesn't mean you have to lie to yourself. Oh, Tua can't beat 500 teams. We've watched lots of games where the Dolphins were in position. Maybe Tua didn't have the lights out game that teams want him to have, but we've watched Tyreek drop passes, we've watched Jalen Waddle drop passes, we've watched fumbles, we've watched kick returns that have cost us majorly in these games against superior teams, 5 teams over 500, teams that are
Yeah,
Super Bowl contending teams, and somehow it still comes back to the quarterback position. And I
I
don't think that's
know.
fair. I don't think it's
Yeah,
fair.
it's rough, man, and that's kind of like the. I think that's where we are too, as like football community. People just look at the quarterback and they polarize him, and then he's the blame for everything, even though the defense is not great, even though the special teams gives up big plays. I mean, from the casual fan, the quarterbacks are the guys who are kind of the head of the team. But other fans realize that it's much more to it than that, bro. I mean, if you really know football, there's intricacies in coaching and the way you set up schedules and travel. There's just a lot to it. So, I mean, it's easy to say, bro, the Dolphins aren't winning, so Tua isn't the guy. But there's more to it than that.
Well, yeah, I mean Miller's on here saying I don't know how you can question our fandom because we call things the way we see them. Was Tua on the field when Buffalo return that. What was it, a kickoff or a punt to win the game? You know what I mean? Was Tua on the field during that play? Can Tua catch his own passes? And
My
Tua deserves
part
a
of it,
fair amount of
yeah,
criticism. He does,
yeah. He doesn't
but it's
deserve
not
all of
all
it.
Tua.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, but man, I just stopped through for a sec, man. I'm actually with the fam, man. I'm actually, if you stay live, or actually, I'm gonna do something soon, so hit me up. We'll link for sure.
I appreciate you, brother. I think I'm doing a live stream tonight if you're available, if you're
Okay,
around.
bet. I'll hit you up.
I
All right, then.
appreciate you, brother. Thanks. Again, guys, listen, I'm not trying to. Oh, Miss Finn's about to stop in. What's up, Miss Finns? What's up? You there, Miss Finns?
Yep, I'm
I
here.
think
I'm
that's
here.
Miss.
Give me a second. Give me a
I,
second.
th- I
For
think that
some
was her
reason, my
hand.
background is not working, and I'm like, what is going on? Uh, hold on. I'm double. What do you call it? I'm gonna get on camera in a second. Let me just get this virtual thingy to work for me, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, let me see if it's working now. Cause it's not. Oh, nope. It ain't. I think we ain't doing it today. Cause I don't know why it's not working. But anywho, I just wanted to be here and pretty much just say, um, you guys are crazy. Thinking that these moves are actually gonna really make it or move the needle. Come on, man.
I
Really?
didn't say that. I didn't say that they're gonna move the needle
Mm-hmm.
to the point
Mm-hmm.
where it's gonna necessarily change the win loss. I'm saying that what we were supposed to get from Ramsey, I think that's a win. Darren Waller, I feel like it's a low risk, high reward. I don't think that Darren Waller creates us a Super Bowl culture here or that we become a contender. I don't think that at all.
Yeah, come on, man. How could you possibly even just think that maybe perhaps this might actually be a viable thing for us? Like, no, man. This first of all, he's doing it again. Now you can think maybe, okay, maybe, maybe Greer is just simply putting camp bodies together and whatnot. I'm like, okay, cool, cool, no problem. Okay, camp bodies, great. But this just shows me that they're really trying to tank without trying to tank. Like I'm not moved by none of this. I'm not moved by none of this.
And that's all right. Like I said, I don't feel like it puts us as a contender because we got a decent safety and a tight end that's physically gifted. I don't think it does. I
I
just
mean,
think
hold
that
on.
we're
Minka.
obviously not spending money. You know what I mean?
Oh, well, yeah, you can definitely see that. Minka was a good trade off. I'll give him that. That was a good trade off. At least you got something, for
Yeah.
Ramsey, which is better than what we got for Hunt and for Wilkins, if we're gonna be honest.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think at least we got something, right? But maybe it's because I'm trying to be cautiously optimistic. I'm not trying to put the cart before the horse. I think is how this goes, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Because how many times have we seen the Dolphins? It's not the Dolphins. Greer make make moves in the off season. You're like, oh my god, this is, and then it's like, oh man, like,
Absolutely.
come on.
Absolutely.
But I'm not Waller. He's just good to look at. His body gave up on him. Like, why are we bringing? Why are we resurrecting this man? Like, this is that's where I'm at. I'm like I'm not gonna apologize. I'm not gonna get fooled by the little carrots that Grier. Oh, he's cooking. How many times have we said that in the off season, man?
Yeah, we definitely have.
Every single off season. Oh, we're going to the Super Bowl. Oh, he's cooking. Like, no, do we have a team? Are we gonna compete? Yeah. And you know what? This morning I did the AFC East schedule prediction, and
Yeah, I caught some of it.
I was like, man, even even being like a super homer, I'm like, even my super homer me was not even. It wasn't even that far fetched. Like this, legitimately, I do think we can go 12-5. I actually do think we can go 12-5. But I think that's like the absolute ceiling. I don't see us going any further than that. I mean,
Yeah, I
that's
think
where
12-5. I think 12-5 ceiling.
but if I'm gonna be realistic, we're below 9 games winning this season. That's
But
that's
let
where
me
I'm at.
let me question you on that though, because we won 8 last year with Tua missing 6. Now, assuming you got to assume Tua's going to be healthy, you got to. I mean, yeah, is it realistic that he misses games? Of course, but you got to go into it assuming Tua's healthy. How do you see us losing more games? I just don't.
Okay, we'll run it through real quick because I have it right in front of me. Colts, you think we win that game?
Absolutely.
Okay. Um, why?
Because I think we're flat out better than the Colts. I think the Colts defense isn't great. I think you're going with probably Daniel Jones. I think our pass rush can get there. I'm not worried about Daniel Jones tearing our defense apart. I just think we're a better team than the Colts.
So I have to agree with you. I actually do think we're a much better team than the Colts. I think they're a hot mess. We're not a hot mess. It feels like we're a hot mess, but we're not a hot mess. We're just we have too many plates right now that we're trying to juggle. I think that's where we're at. But we're not a hot mess. But the one thing that a lot of people are forgetting, Jim Irsay, their longtime owner, died. They're going to be introducing him to the Ring of Honor and their Hall of Fame. That game, emotions are going to be high. It's the first game of the season. Each head coach gets 2 months to prepare for that 1 week.
Yeah,
I actually think this is a game we lose
I think you're
because
good.
it's too much. Now, again, I believe we're the much better team, but it's too much outside stuff, and it's an away game that I think, yeah, I could definitely see us losing this game because of all that extra stuff. But again, that's just me. So you think this is a dub?
I
Okay,
think I think it's a win without question.
okay. Week 2 Patriots at home opener.
I think we win that game 1 o'clock in the sun. Mike Vrabel hasn't had an opportunity to really get this team fully invested. I think their defense is going to be good, but I think they lack playmakers on the offensive side of the football.
Okay, I wanna also remind people real quick about the Colts. We haven't beat the Colts in the last 4 years, just so you guys know, not once. And every time we've been one game away from the playoffs in the last 6 years, actually. One, one game is usually a conference game. If you look at the beginning of the season, we almost always play the Colts at the beginning, the first few weeks of the season, and that's one of the games we always drop. So if I'm looking at recent Miami Dolphins history, plus everything that they're going to be dealing with this year, it's another reason as to why I think, yes, we could definitely lose that first game. With the Patriots, though, Mike Vrabel. We haven't beat Mike Vrabel in the last 4 years. I don't know what it. Well, actually, I do know. He played against us for how many years now? Over a decade. He's coached against the AFC East, so he knows this division very well, especially the Miami Dolphins. And we have yet to beat Mike Vrabel when we go up against him. That's a loss.
Yeah,
Now,
when Mike Vrabel had Derrick Henry.
and when he didn't have Derrick Henry, we still lost. Did we not lose last
Listen,
year to the Vikings? To the Titans?
he wasn't the coach of the Titans last year.
You're right. The coach, the He wasn't coaching them at that point. You're right. Did we still lose to the Titans without Derrick Henry? Yes, we did.
Me, okay, sure.
So I still, I still think,
How
and
many?
now
How
I'm
many?
giving
How
you
many?
my.
You want to talk? You want to talk about numbers? How many times Tua lost to the Patriots?
Oh, Tua has been victorious to the Patriots. I mean, I got
Okay.
us in our 12-5. I got us sweeping the Patriots again. But there's a difference. This is a Mike Vrabel led Patriots team. I think
Mike
this is a
Vrabel's a
loss.
better coach than Bill Belichick.
This is come on, man. Not even
I'm
close.
asking.
It's not.
So
Don't do that to Bill. Come on. We both know Bill
so
Belichick
so
is a much
but so
better.
Tua can beat Bill, but he can't beat Mike Vrabel.
It's not about. It's look. Okay, let me put it to you this way. Yes, the coach with Bill, but he didn't have the team. Brable is the coach now. That's a better coach with a better team. You
They're
have the
better
better.
defense. They're better defensively, but they still lack offensive weapons. Listen, I'll
It's
give you one. I'll give you one win against the Patriots this year. I'll give the Pats one win, but in Miami, home opener and 1 o'clock in that sun, I think Miami wins that game.
okay. All right.
They're still
Well, I
getting used to
mean,
Mike Vrabel, his scheme, his coaching.
I'm just telling you why I think I could totally see us losing that game. Because again, Mike
Yeah, I mean
Vrabel.
I'll give you
And
that's a
it's a divisional
possibility.
game.
I'll give you it's a possibility.
All right, all right. Now I'm going on the I'm giving you my super real. I have like different. I have like my realistic me, my
Yeah, yeah,
super realistic me, which most people can't handle,
yeah.
according to your chat. They can't handle it. And then I have my homer me and my super homer me. My super
Okay.
homer me, 12-5. I'm giving you my super realistic me, where it's like, okay, if you have to go by all these other things, yeah, we're not winning these games.
Well, I mean, super realistic is imagining that the team doesn't pull off any close victories, right? It's
Not
it's
necessarily.
almost it's almost a
It takes
lack of
way
optimism in the
more.
team.
It takes way more into consideration in my. This is still a divisional game. Okay, are we beating the Bills away?
I think we have a chance to.
Away?
I mean, the last 2 years away, we've played them very close.
Yeah, but
We've actually played them better away than we've played them at home.
minus that
Last
one
year,
year that we won.
last year, Jordan Poyer beat us on that penalty that cost us, and they
The
got a
game, yeah, I
60-yard
know.
field goal
We
at the
beat
end of the game.
ourselves.
Yep. And then we had the snowball game that if we would have just kept running the ball and the Bills fans weren't allowed to throw snowballs at us, we should have won that game too.
Nah, I agree with you on both ends.
So I
So
think they have a chance. Is it realistic that they beat Buffalo? Probably not. But do I think that they could beat Buffalo? Yeah. So
okay,
I'll say 2-1. I'll give Buffalo the respect. I'll say 2-1.
okay, 2-1. So you lining up with my super homer me? Okay. Yeah, I got this as a loss no matter what. Kind of like it's until I'm gonna quote Josh Allen, until you beat the champ, to beat the champ, you gotta beat the champ is exactly what he said. And they're the champs of the division, and until we beat them consistently, keyword,
Yep.
then that's it. They got it until we actually do it. Now, week 4 Jets at home, Monday Night Football. What do you think?
I think we beat the Jets. I ain't scared of Justin Fields whatsoever.
We beat the Jets because it's the Jets, man. Like, I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna give them any extra. No, it's the Jets. Uh, you should have seen. You should have seen my record prediction for the Jets way too early. Obviously,
Would you have them finishing at?
uh, a wild guess. Have you done their schedule yet or no?
You're breaking up.
Oh, can you hear me? Hello, hello.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay. What do you
Yeah,
what
I
do
can hear
you
you.
have them at? What do you have them at?
The Jets, I don't think I've really looked at their schedule like that, but I don't see it. I mean, I see them finishing probably last in the division.
I
I can't
agree.
see more than probably 5 wins.
That's what I got them. I got them 5-12. I got the Jets 5-12. Yeah, that's a W.
I want to address Von Joy real quick. He says fans throwing snowballs also played a part in the loss. What kind of soft ass pussyfied shit we talking about? You don't think getting hit in the head with snowballs while you're going off for a pass with 30,000 people throwing snowballs at you while you're going off for a pass in the end zone causes any type of disadvantage for the team? Like I understand, criticizing the team, but like that's not real. That's absolutely a disadvantage. Like when the refs have to stop the game and say, if the Buffalo Bills fans continue to do this, there will be a penalty issued on the, like, come on. Like, be at least a little bit realistic. Do you disagree with that, Ms. Fins? You're muted, I think.
Yeah. I muted myself. No, because I wanted you to, to say what you wanted to say. The what do you call it? The oh, what's the word? I don't put it. I don't give it as much as you give it. If I'm gonna be honest with you, I think it's just, well, it's to me. I see it as if snow was coming down. I see it as the same thing. So for me, it's just part of the weather.
Go back and watch the replays of that game where ice
I'm gonna
balls are
have
getting
to, bro.
chucked at our
I
players.
watched it live. Like I remember that game
So
vividly.
that's the same as snow falling.
Hard ass snow, yes. If it's a
Come
blizzard,
on.
like I understand. I get what you're saying, but it's kind of part of the weather.
Well, I know.
So
Well, Buffalo Bills fans complain about sitting in the sun. So I mean, if
Buffalo
they
Bills
can
fans, they can't handle weather, and now they just paid what $2 billion to have another stadium without a roof. Like they're just not very bright. They go through tables, so it is, it is,
go back
it
and
is
watch
what
it,
it is.
Michael K. It was definitely ice balls.
It is what it is at this point. What's the next game? Oh, we got Panthers. That's a W. I'm not even gonna let you finish talking. That's a
Yep,
W. Chargers at home. Mm?
I'll give it to the Chargers.
Okay. Browns away.
Dolphins.
Falcons away.
Dolphins.
Ravens at home. Thursday night.
It's a loss. I think the Ravens are probably the best team in the AFC.
Okay. Bills at home.
Loss.
Commanders Madrid.
I think this is more of a toss up just because it's
Pick either one.
overseas.
Win or loss.
I'll give it Washington. I'll give it to Washington.
Okay. Bye week, and then we got week 13. We got Saints at home.
We win that.
Jets away.
We win.
Steelers away.
We win.
You think we're gonna beat the Steelers away in a Monday Night Football primetime game?
I
Giving
do.
Aaron Rodgers 14 weeks to get already acclimated to his team?
There's no guarantee that Aaron Rodgers lasts 14 weeks in that season. There's no guarantee that they don't have a mental breakdown over there. I think there's a lot of personalities. I don't think with all the moves they've made, they're even the best team in that division.
You super optimistic about this team, that's for sure.
Am
Week
I? Because
16?
I've given all the questionable games losses. So am I that optimistic? I've been fair enough to
We
give
are
all the.
actually. No, I think you got.
I mean, I gave the Chargers a lot. I've given all the good teams we play against the loss.
We flipped on 2 games, but other than that, we have the same record so far. Okay. Week 15, you say it's a win. Okay. Bengals at home Sunday Night Football.
I'm gonna say a win.
Oh God, Buccaneers at home, 17 at home,
Win.
and Patriots away.
Win.
Okay, so you've got one, two, three, four, five. Yeah, you got them at 12-5. We just don't agree in the same games.
And that's optimistic. That's me being optimistic.
That is my super homer me. This is ridiculous. There's even so, you honestly think we're gonna beat the Bengals?
The Bengals
Uh,
have a terrible defense.
That's it. So you're saying they can't put up 40 points on us?
They can, but we can
You
put
think
40 up
we can
on
put
that.
up
We can
40
put
points? Do you think we
absolutely.
can put? Ay.
I think we can put up 40 points too on a terrible Bengals defense. The Bengals were losing games and the Bengals were scoring 40 points a game last year. Well,
That was
35.
last year. That was last year. And what's his name was also injured too. So we're really gonna be out here saying that the Dolphins are the the
That's an
Dolphins.
automatic loss to you. That's an automatic loss to you
How is that not an automatic loss? First of all, it's a prime time
because they
game
have a
at the end
horrible
of the
defense.
season in December versus the Bengals, a top team who will make the playoffs. You know they didn't make it last year. They will make the playoffs this year.
So who they knocking out the playoffs?
What do you mean who they're knocking out the
Who
playoffs?
who are they taking their playoff
Oh my
spot?
gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay. Who are the top
You
AFC
talking
teams?
about you talking about Pittsburgh being so great? They're finishing third in their division
Pittsburgh's
then.
making the playoffs. Pittsburgh's making the playoffs.
So all these teams are making the playoffs.
Not all these teams, but take a look at the what is
So
it?
are the Chargers missing the playoffs?
Hold on. Let me pull it up. Let me pull up the NFL teams that actually let me see if I don't know if it'll let me do. Damn. Let me see if they'll let me do standings. Hold on. Let me see. Oh,
Miller,
maybe,
Miller,
maybe. Hold
the
up, hold up.
Cincinnati Bengals aren't a playoff team. They're not a playoff team. So
Conference. Where we at? Where we at? Let's go. No, that's preseason. What the heck? Playoff. Let's go playoffs. I think they'll let me do it. Yep. Okay, cool. So here it is. Here are your playoff teams. You had the Chiefs number one, Bills number two, Ravens three, Houston four, Chargers five, Pittsburgh was six, Denver was seven. I actually don't think Houston Texans are gonna make it this year.
someone's got to win that division.
Yeah.
So
And
Houston
you
has to
think
make it.
I don't know. I think the Jags might have something to say about that.
All right. So you got so Jags take over Houston spot.
The best team is the Texans, but I think the Jags do have something to say. But let's every year at least four new teams make it to the playoffs. Four new teams.
I
The
mean, you
Chiefs,
got
do we
you
expect
got
the
the
Chiefs to
division
even
winners.
win the AFC? Are we expecting the Chiefs to win the AFC or no?
Yeah, I mean, I think they're going to win the AFC West.
No, not their division. I'm talking about the whole conference.
I think Baltimore has a really good shot at winning it this year.
I actually do have Baltimore coming out of the East for the Super Bowl. So, but if we're gonna
You
go
got
in
who
the
coming
East,
out?
I have Baltimore coming out of the East.
The AFC, you mean?
I mean, yeah, sorry, the AFC. That's what I meant to say. Thank you. Yeah, I have them representing the AFC. So, okay, so if we go AFC, we for sure know we're not even gonna rank them. We just know for sure if we go down division, AFC West, Chiefs are winning it for sure. You don't think Chargers can beat them? You don't think Broncos can compete for the division? It's gonna be Chiefs no matter what.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go with the South. You say Houston Texans. Let's go with Texans.
Yeah.
Even though I think Jags might be able to compete for that, but that's fine. AFC North. Well, we know Ravens. I think they're gonna take the division.
Yeah.
Bengals, in my opinion, are gonna make it this time. They didn't make it last time. Ooh, this might actually be the one year that what do you call it? Maybe Steelers don't make it. Oof. Okay. Um. Yeah. 5, 6, 7. Okay. Then any other team you think Steelers make it out of the well, let's go AFC East first because we gotta finish the Bills making it or no?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Any other AFC East team that you think might actually make the playoffs?
I mean, I think Miami's on the cusp. I
Or
think it
I just
depends
need a
on
yes
how
or
things
no.
play
I
out.
just need a name.
Uh, if I had to go from right now, I'd say no.
Okay, so then that means Steelers are gonna make the playoffs then.
Well, I think you said
And
the Steelers were gonna make it regardless, right?
I did say that. And then you got, I mean, the only other team in the AFC that I think has a viable chance if we're not gonna have another AFC team, which being Miami or the Patriots, then it's gonna have to be the Broncos. Wait, no, sorry, the Chargers.
Well,
Right? Do
yeah,
we
I
have the
think that
Chargers?
I think the Chargers probably a playoff team, right?
Yep. Okay, so you got Chiefs, Texans, Ravens, Bengals, Bills, Steelers, Chargers. That's where we're at right now. And last year was Chiefs, Bills, Ravens, Texans, Chargers, Steelers, Broncos. So the only one that changes is none. Are we about to have the same team? No, no, the Bengals. The Bengals are the ones that make it. Broncos don't make it. There you go.
See, the fact that
Bengals.
the Bengals, the Steelers, the and the Ravens play each other so many times, like I don't feel like three teams are making it from that division.
They have before.
I mean, maybe they have before, but I don't know if that's what's happening this year.
Well,
I
it
think
didn't happen.
Cincinnati. Listen, I love Cincinnati's offense. I do,
It didn't happen
but
last year, so
their
I get what you
defense
mean.
their defense is in trouble. They don't even know if their top defensive end's going to be available. Like they're not giving him a contract. He want to be traded. Like I think their defense is in big trouble, and they were scoring 35 plus a game last year and losing games.
So you
And
still don't think the
Joe Burrow up for an injury this year. Also, you know what I mean. Joe Burrow be getting hurt too.
so you think Bengals are not gonna make the
I
playoffs?
think it's going to be difficult for the Bengals. They're not a well rounded team. Their offense is a Super Bowl team, off 100%. I just don't know if you can rely on scoring 40 points a game to win games.
I agree with that. Defense wins championships. The problem is, they have none, and I don't think that they've made the moves to really address that. That's probably the one main thing. But you know that
Their first round pick don't even want to sign their defensive end, the kid out of where was he from?
he don't even want to sign there. I don't know. I don't know who you're
He
talking
was
about.
the defensive end that had 0 sacks last year, but he's physically gifted. I forget his name.
Okay, since we did the AFC, let's go ahead and do the NFC. Since we already here, we might as well do the NFC real quick. But if the Bengals don't make it, another team has to make it. So are we talking Jaguars? Are we talking Patriots? Are we talking Dolphins? Are we talking Broncos? Like who?
I think that's when you start talking Dolphins, right? I mean, I like the Dolphins better than the Jags, and I'm not big on Bo Nix. I know he had a great rookie year, but I think his style of play is very reckless.
Then
Again,
you
it all comes down to Tua's health. You know what I mean? If Tua's not going to miss any amount of games, the Miami Dolphins are cooked. You know what I mean? We need Dolphins to we need Tua to play 16, 17 games.
so Shamar Stewart says Travis 205. Thank you, Travis. Appreciate you. He says, um, That's who's a DT that doesn't want to sign there. Um,
Shamar Stewart, Travis
yeah,
says.
well, okay, well, I mean, at 12-5, I think we compete for the division. That's for dang sure. If both
If we
teams go 12
if
and
we go 12 if we go 12-5, we're competing for the division.
absolutely, that's a division compete. Like if we go like super most optimistic, which I actually think it's very very possible, 12-5, then that's competing for the division. I have the Bills. If I'm gonna be honest, I put them at 11-6. But realistically speaking, they can go 12-5, but they would beat us in the division because they sweep us. If we can split with them, the splits end up being divisional game wins, then conference game win. First is head to head, obviously. Then divisional wins, and then conference wins. And I actually do think we are sweeping the Jets and the Patriots. I think they will split with the Patriots because they somehow always do. And I think that'll give us the edge to win the division. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, the only game I felt like I was a real homer with is the week 3 game. And like I said, the last 2 years the Miami Dolphins have played Buffalo very tight in Buffalo. We're going
Hmm.
to Buffalo in September, week 3. I know it's a prime time game, but I'm gonna be in the building. I'm gonna be rocking out.
You going to that game?
Yeah,
What?
yeah,
Heck
yeah.
yeah! Brr, brr,
With
brr,
the
brr.
with the with the round table. We up in
Mm.
the luxury box, you know.
Bro, hey, do me a favor. Put it in the private chat, real quick. I answer my question in the private chat. I'm gonna put, but man, that's awesome. That's great. Don't say it out loud though. But let's see here.
Get to the private
Um,
jet.
that's pretty dope. That's pretty dope. I'm happy for you. I don't know if they got extra tickets or not. You have to let me know, man. Cause shoot, that'd be
I think they said they do. I think they said that I think I looked them up and I think I seen some for sale um in the Caesars book, the Caesars where we're going in our private area. I think they had extra tickets for sale. And I think they were actually a little cheaper if you just bought them off the thing.
no. We'll talk offline.
It's not a big area though.
We'll talk offline. But if you could put in the chat, yeah. Okay. Wait, that's what you did? That's what you did right there?
Yeah, but
Okay.
it's protected from the elements and all that.
Okay. But and
Like,
the one that you saw, it was
I think it might have been a little bit less than that.
okay. Well, for that, I think I might as well go with that. With the one you got. But anyway,
Yeah,
we can talk offline for that one.
but
Um.
it's got private concession stand and all that.
Ooh, that's nice. And I've never been to a Bills game. Ooh.
Oh, they're assholes up there. I ain't gonna lie.
Oh, I know they are. I know they are. At least they claim and they're proud of it. I'm just not feeling going through a table. Like that's that's just me. You know what I mean? Like
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. We'll
yeah,
put TD through one.
that'd be dope. That would be dope. But okay, so again, if we go by history, Bills do lose to the Patriots.
Yeah.
That'll give us that divisional advantage because I wholeheartedly do believe that we're beating the Patriots. Even with the hot take I said, which I believe 100%, I have utmost confident we will still beat the Patriots, even with my trepidation of Vrabel.
Yeah.
So that right there is the only difference between the conference. Is we split with let's say we beat them away, win at home. I mean, beat them away, lose at home, or vice versa. It don't even matter at this point.
Yeah, yeah.
Whichever one we win, if we do split with them and they split with the Patriots, that's the difference. That's the division. My question is now that I think about it, just because why not, just to be like a little extra, but what if Chiefs? I gotta see the Chiefs schedule. real quick because I'm actually I'm very curious to see, honestly, if by some weird like situation, if they're playing the Chiefs, what week are they playing the Bill? Oh, they're playing the Chiefs week 9, right? They're
Yeah.
playing the Chiefs week 9. You think they win? Do you think Bills win that game? I got them winning that game.
I mean, they usually beat the Chiefs in the regular season and can't beat them in the postseason, but there's always the chance that they lose. I mean,
Okay, I'm gonna need you to do me this real quick because I don't want to take up too much more of your time. You know what I mean? I just wanted to give people a little preview, of our unnamed show we're gonna be doing soon, peeps. Check that out. But okay, they're playing the Chargers in Brazil. Who wins? This is the Chiefs. I just want to go real quick.
I think they I think they beat the Chargers.
Okay, that's a win. Week 2, Philadelphia.
They lose.
Week 3, Giants. They win.
Yeah,
Baltimore, week 4.
lose.
Okay, Jacksonville, week 5. That's a win.
Yeah,
Detroit, week 6. Ooh.
I think they could lose that game.
Okay, Las Vegas. That's a win.
Yeah,
Then week 8 is Washington. Washington. Oof.
I think they could lose that game too.
Okay, Buffalo Bills. I got Buffalo losing, so that's another loss for them. 2 straight losses. Oof. Okay. Then you got week 10 is a bye. Then you got Denver Broncos. No,
Win.
they lost. They almost lost. If it wasn't for what was it? The wasn't for the refs, bro. They lose to Denver. So I think this time they might actually lose to Denver, but I don't think that they're gonna come out. I think they'll beat them this time. What do you think?
I mean, it's a possibility. I mean,
Then
if I had the bet, I would take the Chiefs. But
okay. And Colts, that's a win, right?
yeah,
Dallas Thursday night, that's a win.
yeah,
Houston, week 14, Sunday night football. Damn, they
that's a
got
win.
9, 2, 4, 6, 8. They got 8 primetime games. That's nuts. Sorry. Houston, you said what?
That's a win.
Chargers again.
Win.
Win 15, December 14th. Oh, you said it's a win.
Yeah,
Tennessee, that's a win.
win.
Denver Broncos. Uh,
I mean, I'll give them a loss because I mean, to think that they're going to lose one out of the 4 games between the
yeah, because
Chargers
this
and
is
the
a divisional
Broncos.
game for them. 5. That means they go 12-5. So if you've got Buffalo, Dolphins, and Bills all going 12-5, you have to put Chiefs above because head to head, the Chiefs will be above the Bills, right? So it'll be
Yeah,
Dolphins, Chiefs, Bills. But then it goes to conference wins between the Dolphins and the Chiefs because we don't play them. So how
yeah,
many conference games they win? Well, they got Chargers, no, Baltimore. We got them. No, they lost to Baltimore. Detroit, Las Vegas. That's another one. Commanders. That's a loss. They beat Denver. They beat the Colts. Houston. We said week 14 they win. They lose to the Charge. Or no, week 15 they beat them again. And then what is it? Tennessee. They beat Tennessee. They lose to Denver and beat. So they got what? 8 conference wins. Dolphins. We should be in the same one, right?
yeah.
Be in the same one. Dolphins are winning. based on yours and I's. One, two, three. We both said they lose week 5, so that's fine. We beat the Browns, which obviously they're in our conference. Atlanta lose to the Ravens. Beat the Bills. 5, 6, 7, 7, 8. Damn. I think we're tied also in conference. What would be the other tiebreaker?
I'm not sure. I want to talk about this Buffalo Bills schedule real quick though,
Mm-hmm.
because you said that we're assuming that, and this is obviously us being fans and optimism. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You haven't
We
given me your predictions. I
we,
got
we
him.
split with Buffalo. You
Yeah.
say that they lose to the Patriots, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's 2 losses right there. Now let's look at the Bills' schedule.
Yeah.
I don't think it's crazy to think that the Buffalo Bills could lose to the Chiefs, right?
If
So
you
that
let
could
me
be
share, I have it. Let me see this one. Yeah. I have it here. You just gotta allow it then.
all right. So this is the Bills' schedule.
Yep. Nope, this is the Patriots schedule. I'm kidding. The Bills one is this one. Here it is.
All right. So the Bills' schedule. It's not crazy that they lose to Baltimore, right?
Hold on, because I already got mine. Oh, yeah, I got a loss for them too. So I agree. We both agree on
Say
that
they
one.
beat the Jets, they lose to the Dolphins, they
Uh-huh.
beat New Orleans, they lose to New England, they beat Atlanta, they beat Miami. It's not unquestionable that they could lose to Tampa. Say
Wait,
they
wait,
beat
wait, 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 wait,
Houston.
wait, 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 wait. So sorry, because you went a little faster for me. So you
No.
got lost to Baltimore, win versus the Jets. You got them losing to Miami.
Yeah.
Win versus New Orleans. That's week 4. Week 5, you got
You,
them.
well, you said that New England's going to steal one from them, right?
Yep,
So
that's their
give
home
that
game
win.
though.
All right, so I'll give that to Buffalo, I guess.
Yeah.
They beat
Four.
Atlanta.
Okay. Beat Atlanta. Okay.
They beat Carolina.
Okay.
They lose to Kansas City.
Week 7 is the bye. Kansas City. Week
They beat
10.
Miami. They beat Miami this one.
Yep.
They could lose to Tampa. I'm not saying that they're gonna, but they could lose to Tampa.
You gotta pick, man.
Well, all right, so this is
We're going straight up like what we truly think, for right now. This is way too early
all right. So
prediction.
I give them the win against Tampa.
Okay.
They beat
12.
Houston.
Okay.
They lose to Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I got them losing that one too.
They lose to Cincinnati.
I got them losing that one too.
They beat New England. Or no, they lose to New England that
They
one.
lose. Yeah, they lose this one in New England.
They beat Cleveland.
Uh-huh.
They lose to Philly.
Good. And then the last one is Jersey.
They beat the
The
Jets.
Jets. Yeah, they beat the Jets. So yeah, I think we got them in the same 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bye week. Okay. Damn, you got them going 10 and 7, yo.
I mean, that's not unrealistic.
It's not unrealistic, but
Now, I think
like
they probably win another game or 2 of those. You know what I mean?
okay,
So
so
I
which
see them realistically at 12, but
okay, so
it's not crazy that they win 10
it's
games.
not crazy. I agree with you, but let's be more closer to what potentially will happen.
So
Which
we'll say
don't be closer.
we'll meet in the middle, 11 and 6.
But then you're automatically giving the Dolphins the division. I don't. I still think that they're gonna go 12-5 like us. So that means that they're winning. You gave them a loss to. I agree with the loss to Baltimore. They're losing to Baltimore. Excuse me. They're
Bless
losing to Miami. From what you said, all these other wins, right? The other next loss, week 13 to Pittsburgh and Cincy. I believe I agree with those. Week 15 and 17. Week 15, we said that they're gonna split with the New England. Week 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. So then, okay, then maybe this might be not so far fetched actually, because you got them losing to the Ravens, you got them losing to the Dolphins, splitting, beating everybody else. Then you got them losing to Tampa Bay. That's no, no, no. Sorry, that was me. I had them losing to Tampa Bay. Then the next loss, you got them losing week 13 to Pittsburgh. I agree with that one. I agree with the one I don't agree with is week 15. Is because what do you call it? That's the one. Okay, there's a game you and I are not.
you're the one
Um,
that said that I don't have confidence that New England's winning the game against Buffalo. I just gave New England a win because you acted like they definitely are going to split. And Michael K, this is a little bit of cat. You can't always assume that your team's going to automatically win every game they're supposed to win. Neither. I mean, Baltimore, that's a loss. Philly, there's a good chance that's a definite loss. And to think you're not going to lose against Houston, Pittsburgh, Cincinnati, Kansas City, any of the other good teams in the league is, I mean, I think you're being a little unrealistic if you want to be honest. I don't think they're going 14-3.
oh, I had them losing to New Orleans, like one of those random. Yeah, but I still got them going. Oh, I had them losing to New Orleans and sweeping the Patriots, but then yeah, I guess I have to adjust my. I have them going 11-6. You got them going 10-7.
I'm not certain that they're losses, you know what I mean? I'm just, you know what I mean? This is what you do at this time of the year. You know what I mean? This is what you do. You look at all scenarios, not just if the Buffalo Bills are super great.
Oh, we're missing one more W. Sorry, my bad. I'm missing one more W. You got them going 11-6, like I am. My bad.
Yeah.
So we both got them going 11-6. The difference is I picked the loss to New Orleans. You picked the loss to New England. So if I change mine to New England, then I'll be matching you in New Orleans. That's literally the difference.
Yeah, and I don't
So
think that's crazy unrealistic, do you?
I don't think so either, but I do think that they are gonna pull off another win,
Yeah, I
possibly
I
put them
I,
at
I
12.
agree. I agree. I think that they probably finished 12-5.
But I do feel confident in them splitting with Patriots. That's the one team they almost always split.
And the
Um,
12-5 is more than likely going to win them the division.
yep. Again,
So
unless the
it's
scenario we're proposing, hold up, because let's say they do have the 12-5 in conference. If we split, if we do what we do, which is normally we sweep Jets and Patriots and lose
yep,
to them, right? But if we split
yep.
with them, we'd be at 5-1. If we split with them and they lose to the Patriots, they'll be at 4-2 in the division, giving us the division. That's how that will work. And let's say in a 12-5 scenario. As far as for the AFC, which is why I was kind of saying AFC, the Chiefs will have 8 conference wins. That means that the Bills would have one, Dang it. What is it? One, uh, two, three, four, five. They'd have like six conference wins. Cleveland, you got them losing to no, you got no seven. They'd have seven conference wins. And then the Dolphins would have eight conference wins. So if you go by division, damn, I think the Chiefs would still take the division at 12-5 because I'm not sure we would be 5-1 in the division. Do we have them splitting with any of their division? Like they're sweeping the Raiders, we know this. I think we got them. Let me. I pulled it up.
I mean, I don't think it's unrealistic to think Kansas City can lose one game to
The Chargers.
the Chargers and to the Broncos. You know what I mean? They could definitely split with both those teams.
It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be how the AFC actually ends up. I actually don't think Chiefs are gonna win the AFC. I really do think the Ravens are gonna end up winning the AFC.
Yeah, I think that too.
I think like they have the like best chance to actually compete for that, like actually win the AFC. It's gonna
Yeah,
be very interesting. It's not gonna be easy, but in a world where you have, let's say, Chiefs, Bills, Dolphins, Ravens, I'd have to put them at Ravens, Chiefs, Dolphins, Bills, because again, that's with us splitting with them and them splitting with the Patriots. That's the only way I can see that happening. And then you'd get two teams out of the East. Now, if we flip that and we're both 5-1, let's say they sweep us, but we split with one other team. Like they sweep us, but we split with, let's say, the Patriots, and they split with the Patriots too, and we'll both be at 5-1. But in the conference, man, I don't know. I think these are not too far fetched. I don't think we're being delusional and saying, "Oh, we're gonna go 15-2." Like, stop, people, whoever's saying that. But I don't think saying that the Dolphins is a possibility. Will it happen? No, I don't think so. Probability of happening very low. Possibility, absolutely. I think it's possible for the Dolphins to go 12-5. I just don't know if it's gonna end up being, what do you call it? Something we can do. A lot of factors have to stick to it. Number one being, can our starting quarterback play all 17 games?
absolutely, absolutely. And
What
in so far, he hasn't been able to do that only one season. So, uh, I this is what you do this time of year. You look at all scenarios. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
They haven't put the pads on yet. Injuries are going to take place for all teams, and we'll see what happens. The game's got to be played, and you guess the best you can. You put together educated guesses, and
Mhm.
someone's going to be right, someone's going to be wrong, and someone's going to be the real answer lays in between somewhere.
Exactly. It's gonna be interesting though. I must say, I really am enjoying this collaboration. I'm going to Publix, getting a pub sub. Hey man, that's great. That's great. Which team is more likely to have a down year, Bills or Chiefs? Ooh, that's a good question. I think based on what the off season holds so far, Kosa, Nostra, I actually think the Chiefs have a more likelihood of having a down year, but with this caveat. I think that they can still recover and make it to the Super Bowl, because that's what they've proven to be able to do. They've proven to be able to win when they're on top and win when they're not on top. That's what makes a team great when you can deal with that adversity. A lot of people forget and they want to crown. I mean, they earned it, the Patriots, but in that 20-year span that they dominated the NFL, they weren't number one in everything. People forget that Tom Brady won Super Bowl with the best defense and the worst defense. He's won Super Bowls with the best offensive line and the worst offensive line. And I don't even like the Patriots. My dad does. And I can't stand Brady except because he won me a Super Bowl for my state. But like I'm not even trying to defend him in that sense or even the Patriots, but I am a football fan, so I have to put into perspective how it really is. And that's exactly what happened. So it goes to show how a good team goes into great elite elitedom, eliteness or whatever.
Yeah.
Um, the same thing you can say about the Chiefs. They have learned how to win when they're number one. They've learned how to win when they're not the number one team. So,
When
and
you got
even
an
when
all
they
time,
lose, guys, they make it
you got
happen.
an all time great head coach. You got a good defense and one of the best quarterbacks that's ever
Yeah.
played the game. I mean, you're going to be successful.
Exactly. And now, barring catastrophic injuries, but that you could literally say about every team, even the Patriots, when we won when, when we won in 2008 the division, come on, Brady was out all season long. We know this.
Yeah.
Okay? I'm not delusional. I'm not whatever. I'm still happy. Shoot. And I'm still claiming it. My little banner. You know what I mean? But
And we love those. We love those banners, right,
yeah.
Michael K?
Hey, hey, I love those banners like the Bills love those banners. I also get to enjoy Super Bowl trophies as well.
Mm, mm.
But yeah, you know what I mean? Like that's what you gotta take into consideration. That's what makes the Chiefs so great. So to answer your question, Cosa Nostra, I think the Chiefs are gonna have a down year and still manage to be very successful in the playoffs. I think the Bills probably put themselves in a good position
Happy Fourth to
to
you, Lewis.
defend. Is this Lou Mr. Tolerated from the Blitz pickup?
Yeah, make sure you go check out the Blitz pickup over there. Tony
Yep.
H and
Go
Lewis.
check them out, guys. And again, happy birthday, America!
Happy birthday.
Hell
All right,
yeah!
Miss Fins. Listen, me and Miss Fins trying to get this show up and running. A collab between the two of us on a I don't know a weekly basis, or I don't know how
Yeah,
many times.
we're gonna do it. It might even come out next week because I got a long weekend, so I think it'll be easier to kind of get together and iron that
Yeah,
out,
I
man.
mean, I'm
But
not saying who I've been waiting on or nothing, but I don't know who been
wow,
delaying it all, and
my bad, man. I've been going through a
uh,
lot. Okay, I've been going. It's just been so
nah, it's
much.
cool, it's cool. Things happen.
Exactly. Temu has soundboards for 14.99. No, thank you. Appreciate that. But, man, I'm so mad because it's not for some reason it's not letting me put my virtual background, and I wanted to show off my very awesome background, but it is what it is.
I mean, it's
Shout out to
possible,
you.
Anthony. It's possible.
What's possible? What do you say, Miss
He
Fans Big C? I
said
have
I have.
the three wild card teams coming out of the AFC North. Am I being ridiculous? No, because I actually thought they would last year. Like I actually thought Bengals were gonna make it last year. So that's what I say. Like that the North is definitely the best division in the AFC period. And the only reason why the West even gets any love is because they have the Chiefs. That's it. So yeah. But no, this is gonna be very interesting. Very, very interesting, man. But yeah, 3 weeks till camp. 3 weeks till camp, dude. 3 weeks till camp. But man, I'm excited. I'm excited. Anyways, Big C, I gotta be with the fam, but I wanted to come here, give the people what they wanted.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, we're gonna be doing a weekly collab in the afternoon, guys. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Um, and we want y'all to come support. You know what I mean? Come support Big C and Miss Fence.
Absolutely. And Lewis and the Blitz pickup over there, whoever else is content creators, because there's enough room for everybody to have an opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Opinions are like assholes, folks. Everybody got them.
This is oof, this is gonna be good. Let me see if I can pull up. Oh, it looks fugly. I'm sorry guys. I got a lot of, but
Got
you see my
back there.
American flag. Always got that puppy. I wanted to show my eagle, man. Look at my little eagle right there. It's my eagle. So yeah, I wanted to go ahead and show off my eagle right there. And my little Statue of Liberty right there. You see? America. Let's go.
America.
America.
All right, folks. You know what it is. Fins up. I love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Peace out.
See ya.
You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. Looking for change, looking for pain. Pulling a mob, pushing a train. I'll never stop, stick to a lane. Pick up the pieces and go rearrange. I'll be the best above all the rest, put me to the test and expect nothing less, you check as I'm chess, what's happening next, yeah.
He got the venom, a tangible weapon, no coming in second. This life is a lesson, he got a new engine from pain, that's a blessing. New focus, no guessing, just bold and obsession. All in his possession, you got their attention. I'll leave an impression and take your redemption. Just kill, no discretion, your mind is a weapon. 11-11, it's time for progression,
You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. People like sheep move feet, hurt it easy. You don't wanna be fast asleep when they scheming. Better stand tall, ready for a fight, believe me. When they try the chains, you can say no, free me.
So he's been looking for somebody who could save him, instead of searching inside for what they gave him. A strong will, strong mind causes mayhem. We could change the world, change times, rearrange them. Staying on pace, running the race. Life is a chase, I don't want a place, I wanna be first. Work till it hurts, dehydrated thirst till I'm in a hearse. High ambitions and the right mind can take you so far. It's like you lived a few lifetimes. Take off from a break off from the weak minds, they can stay soft. You can change lives, you create thoughts, never waste time. You got one shot, you got one life, better pop off. What do you like? Make a dream job. No 9-5, no mean boss, just my life and free thoughts.
You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing